Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to the Schulter Systems Solutions with Profiles webinar. I am Brad Harris, the Retail Territory Manager for the Mid-South.
Hi, my name is Roger Picado. I'm the Territory Manager for the Mid-South and Atlanta market.
You may know Schluter Systems for our waterproof shower systems, Ditra or Ditra heat uncoupling membranes, or maybe Schluter All-Set as your go-to thin-set mortar. But today we will be talking about our profiles and discussing the benefits of using them. Our products are for the tile installer, by the tile installer. Our innovation and solutions come from challenges that you, the installer, face. Our founder, Werner Schluter, was faced with a common problem in the tile industries. The exposed edges of tile assemblies were vulnerable to damage. His solution was a metal L-angle installed prior to the tile. In 1975, the Schluter Sheen profile was born, creating a whole new category within the tile industry. Today, Schluter Systems profiles come in a vast array of profile materials, sizes, colors, and finishes, as well as accessories such as inside and outside corners for some profiles. You will always know you are installing the industry's best profile when you see our trademark trapezoids on the anchoring leg, as well as our integrated grout spacer made onto most of our profiles. This helps us achieve an even and straight grout line throughout the profile. So Roger, when you are in the field, what's the most common question you get asked about our profiles?
Well, one of the most common questions that I get asked is what size profile should I choose?
Absolutely, I get that question all the time as well. What size profile should I be using for my application? How about this question? Do you get asked how to cut our profiles?
Actually, I get that question a lot.
I get that question all the time as well. So this afternoon, we're going to do two different demonstrations for you guys. First, we are going to show you how to choose the proper size tile for your assembly. And then we will show you different techniques for cutting profiles. Now you can find the thickness of the tile in many different ways. Of course, you could always take a tape measure and measure the thickness of your tiles. But sometimes this can be hard to achieve or to get an accurate measurement. The tile thickness will also be labeled on the box as well, but sometimes, again, it's just hard to locate. So when you're in your local floor and decor, in the installation materials department, somewhere around our trim bays, you should see this tile trim board. On this board, there's a lot of things we want to point out. First, you will see all of the different types of profiles that are stocked inside your store. Starting with our Reno T's, which would be for more of a same height transition. Our Reno U and Reno TKs, which are going to be for our floor transitions, reducer style profiles. As well as the original L-shaped profile, which is the Sheen and Jolly. You'll also see the Rondec and Quadec profiles. As well as the large amount of special order materials and colors that are available through the special order program. Now on down at the bottom of this board, though, is what we're really wanting to keen in on. If you'll look, you will see a measuring face that starts at 1/4 of an inch and works its way up progressively to 9/16. So all I have to do once I have made my tile selection, come to this measuring table and I can move it along and I can see that this is a 3/8 thick tile. So now I know which size tile I have and I can proceed with choosing my profile. So Roger, with this size tile you're going to be installing, this is a small format. So what size tile will you be using?
I'm going to be using the 1/4 by 1/4.
Go around. You're going to be using a 1/4 by 1/4 inch size tile to install this tile, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and install this tile for us?
Okay.
So what Roger's doing is he's filling in the cutbacks in the Ditra membrane here in this application. Once he's filled those in, he's combing out his thin set. Once he's combed out his thin set, which size profile do you have? 3/8, right?
3/8 profile. Correct.
Nice. So he's going to firmly embed the profile into the thin set mortar. and then he's going to comb additional mortar onto the anchoring leg. This ensures the anchoring leg is fully embedded into the bond coat. He's going to go ahead and do a little back buttering on the back of the tile. And now he's firmly placing the tile and collapsing the trowel ridges into the mortar. This is very important, guys. Anytime we set tiles with our profiles, we want to clean any excess mortar off of the profiles immediately. Got a little on the front side here. Mr. Roger, I'm going to help you out, sir.
Thank you.
Clean that front off a little more there. Nice. Let's see how we're done. Wow, that is a perfect transition. The profile and the tile are perfectly even with one another. And this is another key point. We always want the tile and profile as close as flush as possible. We never want the profile to be proud of the tile. This could potentially cause a trip hazard, or the profile is going to become a wear layer. So what's the next tile you're laying? Is this it right here?
This is the
So this
tile.
looks like we got a 6 by 24 maybe. So this would definitely be a large format tile. We're going to go back over to this measuring gauge as well. And once again, we have a 3/8 tile. So this is a large format. So large format tiles could definitely have a few imperfections in them. So Roger, are you going to use that same 1/4 by 1/4 notch trowel?
I do know. Actually, I'm gonna go up to a 1/2 by 1/2 trowel.
Okay, nice. So he's using a larger notch trowel for the larger format tiles.
Oops.
Once again, he's doing the same techniques. He loaded in the Ditra uncoupling membrane. He combed out his mortar on top of that. And now, once he gets that all combed out the way he likes, he's going to embed the anchoring legs of the profile into his thin set mortar. You're going to use that same 3/8 profile for a 3/8 tile. Let's see what happens. Let's do it. Here's your tile. Again, he's fully embedding the anchoring legs. You guys can see the thin set coming out of the anchoring legs. This is ensuring that the anchoring legs are fully bonded. Now, of course, he's going to back butter, being this is a large format tile. So he's taking the flat side of the trowel and back buttering that tile. We want to achieve 100% thin set coverage. We know we may not always get that, but that's our goal, and back buttering definitely assists with that. So now Roger is going to firmly embed that profile into that mortar. And let's look at this. So clean it up a little bit there, Roger. Let's see that sponge. So that don't look quite right to me, Roger. We can see the red body of this tile, and this looks like there's not going to be a lot of edge protection going on. So I don't believe that's correct. Let's move up to our next size profile, which is going to be an AE125 profile. Excuse me, an A125 profile, which is going to be our 1/2 inch profile or 12.5 millimeter. And again, guys, it's the very same procedure, filling in the uncoupling membrane and then combing out our thin set mortar on top of it. I'll help you out with this, Roger. I'll set the profile in there for you. Again, he's fully embedding the anchoring legs into the thin set mortar. And once again, he will comb on additional thin set. Tile, sir.
Okay.
Once again, same procedure, back buttering the tile. And then he's firmly embedding the tile into it. And once again, we have a nice, smooth transition, just like we did on the first illustration we did for you guys. And again, we cannot emphasize this enough. We always want to remove any excess mortar that may, or grout, guys. When we're grouting, we don't let the grout dry on these profiles. We want to clean as we go. And now we have a nice, smooth transition. Nice job, Roger.
Thank you.
So now the second question, as I said, that we repeatedly get asked in the field is, what's some different techniques for cutting Schluter profiles? So again, Roger's going to demonstrate 3 different techniques for you guys tonight. I'm going to start by moving this out of our way. And getting the mortar off my hand as well. So we got 3 different techniques laid out on this table for you guys tonight. You can see first we have a variable speed angle grinder. This grinder is actually equipped with the Schluter Systems Pro Cut TSM cutoff wheel. The next tool he will be using will be a miter saw. And then lastly, we will be showing you how to utilize the Schluter snips. Some things to keep in mind, guys, when we're using power tools. You can see Mr. Roger has his safety glasses, hearing protection, and gloves. So we always want to observe all our safety procedures. Now, he's going to first use this variable speed grinder. I tell you what, before we get into the demonstration, let's just look at the anatomy of the profiles, Roger. So whenever I do cut these profiles, let's say I'm using this Rondek, and I'm going to do an outside corner. And I'm going to utilize our outside corner piece. So I put the corner in, and then I line it up, but it don't feel like it sets right. It's higher than the profile. What's going on right here?
Well, it looks like the anchor leg is overlapping.
They're overlapping. So what we have 2 layers of anchoring legs. And this is changing the plane of this one profile over this one. So a simple solution is just to take some metal shears, and Roger took on this side and he just removed the excess anchoring leg. And now we can put in our corner piece. And how does that look, Roger?
It looks better.
That's much better, right? This is the way we want. So always remove any excess anchoring legs. We don't want to double those up. So our first one, he is going to use his variable speed angle grinder. He has his grinder set to the lowest speed setting, and this is very important. That is going to reduce any type of discoloration that may come from the heat of the blade. So he's going to just set it on that lower speed and let the blade do the work for him. And if you're installing our stainless steel profiles or brass, this is probably going to be the way you're going to cut them. He's also clamping it down just to eliminate vibrations. Very simple. Nice job, Roger. And now some other tools to keep in mind is just keep you a little simple file. And if there were any burrs that did happen from the cut, which I really don't see any, he can very easily knock those down with that little simple file. Good job. Nice clean cut, Roger. His second tool he's going to be using will be a miter saw. Now this miter saw is equipped with a metal cutting non-ferrous blade. And there's one consideration to always keep in mind whenever we're cutting on the miter saw. Because of the anatomy of this anchoring leg, you can see there's very little profile material back here, right? There's not enough to create resistance to hold it sometimes, and it can become a little bit of a scary situation. The teeth of the blade could catch a hold of that. So very simply, we can resolve that by taking our snips, and Roger, go ahead and put your mark on there. Looks like we're cutting a 12-inch profile tonight. And then all Roger has to do is take the snips, and he's just removing that little portion of the anchoring leg. Now, we have eliminated the risk of the teeth catching the anchoring leg. And another little tip that this does, this actually helps in finding your pencil mark, because sometimes we mark it and we turn around to go get something else and we lose our pencil mark. So this is a good reference of where our cut is going to be. So Roger, go ahead and cut this profile for us. Now that is a clean cut. There is nothing really to clean off of that. It was nice and clean. Anytime we would be doing any type of miters on profiles, this is going to be your preferred method, I would assume. You're going to get the clean cuts doing this. Now we're going to move into our last technique for cutting the profiles. And for this, Roger will be utilizing our Schluter snips. Now these snips, they do come with an angle guide on there, so we can cut angles and stuff with these snips. And these are for PVC profiles. These are not made for the aluminum or the stainless. So once again, Roger is going to transfer his measurement onto the profile. And then just very simply, he can take the Schluter snips and he can get a very nice clean cut. Why don't you go ahead and do another one real quick, Roger, and we'll show them an inside corner with the Dial X profile there. So just like we were showing you with our Rondeck profile, if we're going to be doing an inside corner with this Dial X, we've got the same situation going on, right, Roger? We got this profile is higher than this profile. So we could, for sure, we could do those angle cuts again, but Roger's going to show you guys another little tip that you can do. Sometimes it's a little easier than doing the angles, and that's just to mark the opposite anchoring leg. And then utilizing the Schluter snips, he's going to come in, he'll make a square cut, and then he'll come right along and he will cut off the square part of the anchoring leg. And now, all he's got to do is take this profile and butt it right into this profile, and now they're on the same plane. Nice smooth corner. So now that we're done with cutting our profiles, we are going to transition into this model that we have built for you guys. So first thing we want to talk about is why profiles? Well, the benefits of using profiles is first, they're aesthetically pleasing. We don't have bullnose transitions available in a lot of these tiles. And then when we do, they're a different size or dialot. So it's a lot more aesthetically pleasing. Also, you're going to get strength from these profiles that bullnoses do not able to achieve due to their edges being vulnerable to damage. And then also there are numerous amounts of profile shapes and configurations to design into your tile assembly. So the first one of those shapes we're going to be looking at, or series of profiles, is going to be the Rondeck profile. And for me, it's always easy to remember round Rondeck. So again, when you are maybe wanting to get that traditional rounded edge that the bullnose did give us, Rondeck is maybe your go-to profile. And we said in the opening statements that various accessories come with some of our profiles, and Rondeck is one of those profiles. And we have those accessories installed for you in this model. We're going to start right here on this outside corner, and you can see that we have an outside corner installed into this profile. Now what this is doing is it's giving me the capability of doing 90-degree cuts instead of doing those tedious miter cuts. Also, this has given me a nice, smooth, rounded edge. I don't have to worry about this being sharp. So it's just a nice, aesthetically pleasing look. We come over here to our inside, and you can see that we have the Rondec inside corner. And again, the benefit of this corner piece is we were able to just do 2 90-degree cuts. Maybe the grinder was the only tool we had available. So we can easily cut this aluminum profile on 90 degrees and utilize this corner. And we'll get a nice, clean transition. And you can see out here on this outside, we have another Rondec outside corner piece in here as well. And I actually left this one loose for you guys, so we could demo how this profile corner is installed. And I always like to give out little tips and tricks, and say that I got off on my number of profile corners I needed to purchase, and I was a couple short. I don't have to stop production. I can keep my job going, use my one profile as a guide, set my profiles, and then the following morning I can grab that one profile corner I was short on my way to the job site. Again, I just kept the job rolling. And all I have to do is put a little bit of thin set mortar on the tip of my finger. I'm going to push that down into the Rondec profile. And then I place the profile, and it is permanently installed. It's that simple. So you can see the ease of doing this versus doing mitered corners. Makes your job move a lot faster. The second profile we're going to look at is our quadec. And the name tells us quadec that it's a square-shaped profile. I like to think of this as a more modern-looking profile. It's symmetrical. So we have the same reveal on the face as we do the top. So we have that same reveal all the way around. This is a 3/8 quadec. So we have 3/8 under here, 3/8 there. Now we've done a couple of different options with the quadec on our model for you guys today. If you can see on this right-hand side, we actually installed 2 corner pieces. This is a cool benefit of the quadec profile. Being that it is symmetrical, a square if you will, a square corner piece will do both inside and outside. So it has a universal corner piece instead of inside outside. So quadec, you just have the one universal corner. So we installed that on this side. Over on this side, we just showed you guys that, hey, you do have the option of mitering these profiles if you like. So we mitered those profiles in there. And I can tell you, this side definitely took a little longer. I think we actually may have cut one a little short a time or two. So again, the profile corners do make your job easier and faster. We're doing the 90 degrees versus the 45s. The last profile we're going to look at on this trim, on these trims right here, is the jolly trimmed out around this curb right here. And you may be looking at this profile and saying, hey, Brad, that jolly looks a little different than the jollies I've installed in the past. And you would be correct. This is the new jolly profile. Some key features of the new jolly are that it is made on a 90-degree angle, whereas Sheen and the previous jollies were at 87-degree angle by design. The new jolly is going to be made on a 90-degree angle. Now the 87 was for strength, so it goes without saying, being that this is a 90-degree profile, this is a wall-only profile now in the jollies. So being that it is a 90-degree though, it allows us to make accessories for it. And if you guys can look on the outside corner of this curb, we have 2 outside corners for the jolly profiles. So now on this curb, I have no mitered corners. The profiles have a radius inside, and when you order your corner pieces, there will be connectors in the bag with it. Those connectors first connect into the corner, and then you slide it into the profile, locking it into place. Your 1/2-inch profile will actually have 4 connectors, 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top. On the 3/8 and smaller, it is the 1 connector on the top and bottom. And this keeps the corner in place. while the thin set mortar is drying. But now we're able to achieve with Jolly just like we could do with Rondec and Quadec in the past. You can see we went around the outside top edge of this profile, we went around the face of it, and down each side of this curb. So now we're able to do a 3-profile connection with the Jolly profile, where in the past we were unable to get that, and it'd be nice and clean. So that is our new Jolly profile. One other key feature of the new Jolly is not only does it have the integrated grout spacer along the top edge, just like the other profiles do, it also has an integrated grout spacer on the underside as well. Now what this achieves is we get an even constant grout line on both the tile below and the tile on top of the profile. Again, just a nice, clean look that your customers are striving for. Now you may be looking at this curb and this wall and seeing this in here and saying, Brad, what in the world is this profile right here? So this is Deco SG. Deco SG is actually a shadow gap profile. It can be used as a shadow gap for a focal point for sure, but it is most commonly used. We found that it is a perfect channel to install a piece of frameless glass. So now you can set the profile when you're setting your tile, and all the installer of the glass enclosure has to do is set some spacers on the bottom to keep the glass off the profile, and then we just take 100% silicone and we will secure the glass panel into place with silicone. Now, not only is this a very aesthetically pleasing look, but the main reason I like it and actually use it in my own house is because it eliminates the penetrations. I've spent a lot of time to waterproof my shower system. If I didn't use the Deco SG, I would be penetrating into that curb to secure the glass panel. So I'm eliminating those penetrations. Also, what if I ran Dietrich heat into my shower? Now I got to worry about hitting a heat wire when I'm securing my panel. So Deco SG just eliminates those possibilities for those failures, and it gives you a very clean aesthetic look. The next profile we're going to be looking at, and you may not see it right away, I'll try to point to it. Right up here you can see it on this inside corner. If you look around the bottom edge of your curb and all around the perimeter of the shower, that is actually not silicone. That is a profile. Roger actually cut it for us earlier. That is Dialex BWA. Dialex BWA is a movement profile. So this replaces silicone in your shower assembly, eliminating the maintenance. Dialex BWA comes in 10 different colors. And you may say, well, that color don't match too good. We done that intentionally, guys. If we would have chose the correct profile for this grout color, you guys would not have been able to see it through the camera. So we intentionally went with a darker profile than what the grout is. But once you choose the correct color profile and grout, it will literally disappear. It will look like a silicone joint line throughout the shower. And again, I like to use these in a tub surround setting. Again, we're just replacing the maintenance that silicone gives us. And it's a whole lot easier to install than pulling silicone. The last profile in this entire shower assembly is the Reno U. Reno U, again, is that transition reducer style profile. We're reducing from this 3/8 tile down to a finished floor. Also, you can see that the color of all of these other pieces are matching. They're uniformed. The Reno U, we've done this on purpose so you guys can see that with our profiles, we can blend them in or we can accent with our profiles. So we showed you two different options on that. But on these, speaking of all of these coordinating and tying in, how beautiful of a look is this? You can see we have our stone gray Rondec profile, our stone gray Quadec, our stone gray Jolly. And then look down there. We have our stone gray curved design shower drain. We also have a stone gray curved design corner shelf. And then inside of our niche right here, we installed a stone gray curved shower shelf. So again, just the uniformity that our profiles and accessories give you that your customer is going to greatly appreciate. You're able to achieve a design like no other. To show you guys some flexibility with them, we also have different designs. So maybe we like the stone gray, but your customer wants a floral pattern. Roger, show them how simple this is. These grates, the weight of them actually hold them into place. So Roger can switch that out. Now we have that same color and a floral design drain grate. Now these shelves right here as well. So now I don't need that curve. I want to do a floral triangle instead of this curved one. And you can see when Roger grouted this shower, he left grout out where these tabs of this shelf go into place. And that's intentionally. This is what secures the shelf into place. So Roger is actually going to install this triangle shelf for you guys this afternoon. And all he has to do is where he left his grout out, he's going to take silicone. Let's move your glass partition out of your way there, Roger. He's going to fill in those voids with silicone. And then once that is done, all he has to do is place these anchoring legs into that grout joint. So you're probably on to what I'm getting ready to tell you. Yes, these are for retrofits as well. So all I would have to do would be to do the opposite. Just find those 4 tabs in my grout line and then very carefully remove the grout with a grout removal tool and then do the same procedure. So these are used for retrofit or new construction. So now Roger's just going to place those into it. And we went ahead and we taped off the profile, or excuse me, not the profile, the shelf, to keep it clean. And then Roger's just going to take his silicone and he's going to pull a fine bead around the shelf to secure it into place. Nice job. If you want, go ahead and do the underside as well. Just a quick bead. Just a quick, you don't have to get it perfect. Nice. Thank you, sir. And now all Roger will have to do would just be remove his blue tape he put on there to protect it, and it just makes cleaning up the grout, or excuse me, the silicone a lot easier. Guys, what a clean, beautiful look, and how simple could that be? I didn't time it, but Roger, I think you were probably around the 3-minute mark on that. Amazing how fast that is and how beautiful that looks and how great it ties in with the whole shower. So now we are going to transition over to the second half of this demo that we built for you guys. And you may be able to tell this is not vinyl plank tile. This is actually vinyl. This is actually luxury vinyl plank flooring. We are going to talk about our VinPro profiles, or as we categorize them as resilient flooring profiles. The first one we're going to look at on the tile side, remember we had the Reno U. This profile right beside of it is our VinPro U. So again, it is that same reducer style profile. So this is the Reno U. It is secured down with fasteners, and it is reducing down from the 6.5 flooring to nothing. Now, along the top edge and around, we have the VinPro S. VinPro S is our, if you think of the sheen profile, that original L piece of metal, that is what the S VinPro is. These S profiles is a capping profile, if you will. And what we were able to do with this one was we actually made a beautiful wainscoting. This would also be my go-to profile for a vinyl to carpet transition. This would be a nice cap. These profiles, guys, before I forget, they are available in 3 different colors. They're available in brushed chrome, brushed nickel, and brushed bronze. And there are 6 different designs, and we will show all 6 of those to you guys this afternoon. So again, what we done, we actually ran the VinPro S up the wall. We did an outside miter, and we came across, and on the inside right here, we could have mitered that if we wanted to, but we just butted those together because it is a square profile. We're able to do that. We came across another outside corner, and again, very quickly, very simply, we got the vinyl up off of the floor onto the wall, something we were unable to do before Schluter Systems came out with the VinPro profiles. You may see on the side of this staircase, this is a very cool idea, I think. So if I wanted to do a very uniform look and have my vinyl flooring match my baseboard, I can easily achieve this with the VinPro S profile. And these profiles actually come from 1/8 of an inch thick all the way up to a 1/2 inch thick. So even laminate floorings and some of your engineered hardwoods we can use with this profile now. So the next section we're going to look at, and the next 3 profiles we're going to go over, are going to be some of our stair options with the VinPro. So we've got 3 different ones we're going to be showing you, and Roger's going to show you 2 different options on installing the VinPro profiles. The first one we're going to look at, and again guys, you can see that trapezoid even in these anchoring legs. Again, just a sign of the best profiles you can install. We're going to take, and you'll see these X spots marked into the profile. These are for your fasteners. So we're going to use a number 6 flathead screw to install this first one. It is the VinPro RO. Just like the Rondec is the rounded over profile, same thing with the VinPro RO. It's going to give us a rounded edge. So I can use it as a rounded over stair application, or if I ran this wainscoting around and I had an outside corner, I could definitely cap off that outside corner with the VinPro R as well. So those are the 2 times I can think of right quick that we would be using the VinPro R. So Roger, if you don't mind, let's go ahead and install this. I got your drill back here for you. And to speed this video along, we went ahead and we've secured on the risers, just to speed this up for you guys. But here's Roger's fasteners, and he's going to install this first profile. Holding it nice and tight up against the riser. And these X's are by design. For this screw, it will countersink in, so there's nothing to stop your vinyl from sliding into the capping flange. That's one thing different about the VinPro profiles from the tile profiles. We talked about the integrated grout spacer on the tile profiles. We do not have that with the Vim Pro. Instead, we have a capping flange. What this capping flange allows for is it's going to cover up any cuts I make. Also, it's going to allow some room for expansion and contraction. So we got our first profile installed, and he's going to take and install his tread pieces on. I'll let you assemble those. All he has to do is slide that piece of vinyl into the capping flange, lock them into place, and again, you'll just have to, each manufacturer probably has their own recommendations on how to secure the treads on stairs. We're showing you how to protect the edge of them. On the second tread, what Roger's going to show you is a different option, and that is going to be to glue on the Vim Pro profile. He's going to be using the Vim Pro Step. The Vim Pro Step is a squared stair nose profile. And what Roger's going to do, he's actually going to glue this one on using Curdy Fix. I'm going to grab our Schluter shears here to open this up. And I got you a caulking gun right here, sir. There you are. And all Roger's going to do is just pull a couple of little beads along the underside of the profile. I'll give you a hand here, Roger. I'll hold that for you, and I'll just gently lift that up. And all Roger has to do is just, hold on, pull it back a little. Drop the vinyl down, and just nice and firmly embed the profile into the adhesive. Simple, easy, done. And again, just like the thin set mortar on the tile profiles, if you were to get any adhesive onto these profiles, please go ahead and remove it at that time. Don't let it sit on there. The last Vim Pro stair tread we're going to be looking at will be the Vim Pro Step R. This one is going to give you a larger reveal on the face. So Roger, we'll go ahead and install this one the same way with the adhesive. How's that?
That's good.
You've done such a good job on the last one. I'll go ahead and be installing your floor for you. Again, he's just pulling a couple of thin beads along there, nothing crazy. Nice job. And once again, if he had any squish out, he would remove it at that time, which I believe he did, and he got it right off of there before it dried. Awesome, awesome. We're very excited about the Vim Pro line. I mean, this is a beautiful staircase. It's a little, it's more of a modern look, very clean, very aesthetically pleasing to the eye. So we're very excited about this solution that Schluter Systems came out with. Again, this is just an amazing product. The last Vim Pro that we did not actually have anywhere to incorporate into our model is our Vim Pro T. And you can see here, guys, it is this one is a 9/16 of an inch wide T mold. It does have a shorter anchoring leg than our tile T would. And this is for the thin material that we're installing this into. So the Vim Pro T is available in a 9/16 of a wide, or we do make it in a 1-inch wide T mold with that same anchoring leg. So again, very minimal profile for you guys. We hope you have discovered some new solutions that you can achieve with our profiles. As we previously discussed, there is a large array of Schluter Systems options. If you are not finding the Schluter Systems products you are looking for in Floor & Decor's large in-stock program, go speak with the Pro Desk about their special order program. If you or your customers need help with design services, visit your local Floor & Decor Design Center. In all design centers, we have a display to help and to inspire you when designing your space. If you would like more Schluter training, you can also talk to the Pro Desk about any future in-store Schluter trainings.
And also, I am one of many Spanish-speaking territory managers throughout the country. So if you are interested in doing a Spanish training for you or for your group, please contact your Pro Desk manager or one of the associates and inquire about how we can come and do a Spanish training for you.
We would like to thank Floor & Decor for the opportunity to show their pros some solutions they can achieve with our profiles. And we would like to thank each and every one of you who took time out of your busy schedule to watch this afternoon's webinar. If you have any questions about Schluter Systems products or would like educational options, please visit our website at www.schluter.com.